Paul, you talked about infrastructure earlier on.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the issue of security in the country. Foreign investors coming in. Today, you think about the fact that, there's challenges here and there.
Yeah.
Is it really barring some of them that would have come to the
certainly
country?
some of them are bound to be discouraged because, let's face it, often the kind of news that gets out of Nigeria more often negative than positive. And for a foreigner who lives far away from Africa, who hasn't been to Nigeria or Africa, that is bound to have a rather negative impact on them. But however, the international community knows a lot more now about Africa. Africa is not just one country, there are different countries, and even more about Nigeria. I'll give you an example. Now, a particular businessman in Kano, not Kano, a major city in the north, went to Australia for a business deal, and everything was fine. It was going fine until his prospective partners asked him, where is this project located? He now mentioned this city in the north. So they just said no deal. But if it is somewhere in the south, if it's in the south of the country, no problem will come. So the other thing about Nigeria is it's not just one place. It's a big country, and the problem for Nigeria is basically in a section of the country. So a lot of investors also know that. But globally,
sometimes the perception could go way beyond just the fact that it's just within a section of the of the country.
Certainly. I mean, now you talk of risks, talk of political risk, economic risk, security risk, analysis, and all that. So there's no doubt that what's happening, especially in the Northeast, is rather unfortunate because it is creating a very bad image for Nigeria. But hardcore investors still come.
Okay.
Because good investors know that after a bomb blast, there's peace and life goes on. But for tourists, they may not come. But for an investor who has a focus, who knows, who is aware of the fundamentals of the in terms of population, the market, the social demographics, of Nigeria are so encouraging that long-term investors will always still have a plan to come. Yes.
Okay. Dele, are we seeing any impact of the Ebola phenomenon in the third? Do we have countries, I think we mentioned a country like China, some of them did not come. Is it really having any negative impact on the trade fair?
Well, it's difficult to say, really. Whether we like it or not, I mean, if 80 companies that are supposed to be there are not there, especially from a country like China, it's going to have an impact. But whether the impact is felt so much is another thing entirely. Yes, some of them can say, what happened? These Chinese are not here and everything. But because, incidentally, the Japanese that are there, they weren't there last year, they weren't there 2 years ago, and they came in such a big way that people are not really feeling the absence, the vacuum that had been created by this. And we're hopeful that after this is over, it's going to be like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Now that, incidentally, the representative of the Chinese companies and everything are actually at the trade fair now. They want to see, now that they came in, I think about 5 of them now came in. They were with me, we took pictures, we went around, they saw what was happening, and they were shocked to see the size of the Japanese contingent. So I think we'll reap the fruit of this next year. Thank God that Nigeria has collectively fought against Ebola. So I'm sure we'll reap the fruit of this next year.
I know that we are all aware of the foreign exchange volatility and the fact that the falling oil prices is affecting the value of our naira.
Certainly.
Is the current situation, economic situation, affecting the trade fair in terms of participation of Nigerians?
Oh, no, not really. Because for Nigerians, the naira value has no significance. It's just like quite some years ago now, I was in Japan, on the training program. The Japanese yen was then under pressure. It made an impact on the lives of the Japanese, but Japanese really don't import much. And so, in some sense, what's happening?
But we do import.
Yes, but what's happening in the foreign exchange has no impact on Nigerians' decision, on the decision of Nigerians to participate in the trade fair in Nigeria. No, it could affect foreigners, but even then, the impact basically is on foreign portfolio investors in the Nigerian stock exchange, basically. Even a foreigner who intends to invest here, who intends to bring his money, in fact, it might even be to it could favor him because he has a greater naira volume for each dollar that he's bringing here. All right, so that just it has no effect on the fair at all.
All right, Dele, I'm sure that we're actually running home stretch. I just want to ask you one or two questions, if time will permit me. The role of the SMEs, do they have a place in the trade fair? Because we've all talked about getting big companies to come and sign deals with our own companies here and establishing their own business in Nigeria. But what about the small and medium enterprises? Are they really into the trade fair? Are they really participating as much as they should? I
think they are. Basically, when you look at the, Mr. Agbinuba had noticed that we had a lot of concentration of organization in the automobile sector. And one good thing about government driving that sector and saying, look, we must manufacture here. The good thing about it is the opportunities to also create for the small and medium enterprises. People are going to provide component parts of these. People are going to provide small doorknobs, little light bulbs and everything. And I see a lot of interactions, even not much as exhibitors, but even as visitors. A lot of them come in and they meet manufacturers of some of the products that they need, people they can go into collaboration with in terms of trying to get to become bigger. And I see them a lot. And even the exhibitors, we have a lot of SMEs. The cost of exhibition is quite minimal compared to what you have in many foreign fairs. So we have a lot of, in fact, I would say close to 60 to 70% of the exhibitors at the Lagos General Trade Fair are SMEs.
Exactly.
So,
okay, that's quite encouraging. At this point, I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for coming. That's how much we can take on the program. Thank you for coming. Dele Alini is the Director, Trade and Trade Promotions at the LCC, that's the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and Paul Igbenogba, he is an economist and business consultant. And we've been talking about attracting foreign direct investment into Nigeria via the instrumentality of the Lagos International Trade Fair and even trade fairs generally in the country. Thank you so much for your time. And that was all here on Business Morning. Thank you for joining us to watch the program. We do appreciate your time with us as well. I am Bolaji Akinwale. News Track is up next.